Alright, I'm waiting for an order, so I thought I might as well just do a little update real quick. It's been a while since I posted anything. I've been doing a lot of DoorDash, getting back into it over the last few weeks. I'm in the Seattle area. Of course, we had that big update, big law passed that was apparently supposed to guarantee gig workers a minimum of 26.40 an hour pay rate, or better. They're trying to improve, you know, Seattle is expensive to live. It was known for a long time that the gig workers weren't getting paid enough. So they tried to fix that. Unfortunately, what happened is they completely screwed us. And it took me a few days to realize this, but yeah, so they tried to make it better. They ended up making it 10 times worse. They should have just kept it how it was. It was fine. People were making money. It wasn't a big deal. If you knew how to do good at the job like I did, you could make a decent amount of money, 25, 30 an hour, pretty consistently every single day. Now, the problem is, well, hey, they're guaranteeing you a minimum hourly rate while you're on an order, but if you don't get orders, you don't get paid anything. They're not just paying you for sitting around with the app open, they're only paying you on an order. And the problem is, as soon as they passed the law, DoorDash, of course, wasn't feeling that because they didn't want to be, they're not making money as it is, right? They're losing, they're not profitable, so they don't want to be shelling out more money. So of course they added a $5 fee for all the deliveries in Seattle on DoorDash. So the consequences of that: 30% decrease or more in orders, less people ordering, and that's not a big deal. Less orders, not a big deal. The thing that killed us is they took away the Top Dasher program, which I don't know why they would do that. They took away the Top Dasher program, which allowed people who had good enough stats, who were dedicated, workers like full time, like I was doing. If you had over 70% acceptance rate and you had over a 4.7 rating, and over 100 deliveries in the month prior, you would qualify to be a Top Dasher, meaning that you would get higher priority, highest rather, on high paying orders, and you'd be able to dash anytime. Other people would have to schedule if they if it was full, right? So they were making sure, this is on in all other areas still have this, right? So they're making sure that there wouldn't be oversaturation of people dashing, so that the people were able to get orders while they're out there. They took all that away. Now anybody can dash at any time. I don't know why they did that. See, it was like, if they didn't do that, it would still be kind of shitty because we wouldn't be getting as many orders. But I think it would make up for it in the higher pay, right? But they just like smacked us in the face, and they're like, "Fuck you guys, fuck you, Seattle. We're just gonna take away the Top Dasher program, so nobody can even make any money, no matter what." So not only did they take away that program, but they also made it possible for anybody to dash at any time. You don't even have to schedule. Anybody that's just signed up for the app can just hop on, even if they don't have good stats. And we have a huge oversaturation of drivers in the area. Now you're going to pull up to a hotspot, you're going to see 4 or 5 other people in their cars with their hazards on, parked in illegally blocking traffic, parked in the alley, people wandering around the restaurant, people circling around the block trying to get that order. And you have less volume of orders coming in, more people on the streets trying to get orders. What do you think is going to happen? We're not going to get any orders. I was just, and see, this is weird because I have basically decided the only way to get orders now is by going outside the city. So I come down here to Burien, or I go out to, yesterday I was in Bellevue, I was in Renton, I was in South Center, kind of by Renton, East Side, um, and I was getting some orders, but honestly, I don't feel like I've been getting as many orders as I have before this law was passed, even outside of Seattle. I don't know why outside of Seattle would be affected. Anyways, today I've been in Burien for over an hour. No orders. Finally got an order. Um, I literally went to every hotspot for like 4 or 5 cycles, and I just waited the whole way at the hotspot, the closest person to the drop pin, and I didn't get any orders. I finally get an order for this Thai restaurant downtown Burien. I go in there. I'm waiting for about 10 minutes, maybe longer. I finally go up to the guy, ask him about the order, and they say 20, 25 minutes. So obviously they're getting orders, or they're just slow as fuck. But like, they're getting orders, obviously, so, that's good. But my order's not coming out for fucking 35 minutes after I get there, so I decided, fuck it, I'm just gonna wait because I haven't been getting orders, so I might as well just do one fucking order and make like $10, for over 2 hours of fucking sitting around, wasting gas, putting miles on my car. You know, it's a joke, man. And, I'm saying this, I'm in Burien. The law, Burien is not in Seattle. The law should not apply here. I don't know why it seems like it's harder to get orders now in Burien as well. But all I can say is that all the times I was in Seattle, I've been doing this for about 3 weeks now. The law was passed mid-January. It's the end of February right now. So I came back in a couple weeks after the law was passed, and first thing I noticed, obviously, not getting shit for orders. Because before, you could just drive around basically anywhere, within a mile or two radius of like any given DoorDash location, and you'd get pinged for orders, man. I would get pinged for orders nonstop. It wouldn't be about receiving orders. It would be about declining orders. And the game would be how to keep your acceptance rate above 70 while still completing orders that were decent and paying you enough money. Because you'd get hit with low paying orders all the time, and you'd have to be like, man, I don't want to do a $2 order. I don't want to do a $3 order. Decline that. But you'd get hit up with another order a couple minutes later, right off the bat. Maybe I'd wait 5 minutes, 10 minutes. 10 minutes between orders, I'd start thinking, what's going on? Is something wrong with my app? Very rarely would I have to wait 15 minutes or 20 minutes. It would only be if it was really dead time of day, if it was really late at night, if I was somewhere in the middle of nowhere where there was no restaurants nearby. But if I was in a good, busy location, I would get orders back to back to back to back. And it would not be about worrying about getting enough orders. It would be about worrying about how to decline the right orders so you get good paying orders. Now, I'm in the same locations, in the same places I would normally go, and I'm not getting shit. I'm not getting a single order. I drive to the hotspot. I wait there for 10 minutes. I don't get an order. I go to the next hotspot. I wait there for 10 minutes. I don't get an order. I started to realize, okay, well, now there's no priority access, right? There's not even priority access for a 70% or a 50% acceptance rate now, because I used to have a tiered thing. You have over 50% acceptance rate and over a 4.5 rating, then you get the first priority. You have over 70% acceptance rate, you get a higher priority. You get top dasher, you get the highest priority. Now they don't even have that, so it's literally the closest person to the drop pin at whatever restaurant's receiving the order is going to get that order pinged to them. So I'm going into the restaurant, like, it's not, you can't even wait in your car outside now. You gotta like walk inside and be the closest one to that drop pin. That drop pin might not even be in the restaurant. It might be 10 feet outside on the street. It might be back in the alleyway. It might be on the corner of their store. You gotta go find that pin and stand like 0 feet, 1 feet, 2 feet to be the closest one to get the order. But it's not even guaranteed you're gonna get an order because there's lower orders coming in now. So you might just be waiting there for 10 minutes, for 20 minutes, for half an hour, for an hour, for 2 hours. You don't know. So, it's just retarded. No one wants to stand around doing nothing. Like, looks like you're waiting for a damn drug deal, or like you're doing something shady, or you're just, and some of these areas are pretty sketchy. I don't want to be standing out, late at night in some sketchy ass area. There's a bunch of shady motherfuckers out, drug activity, gang activity. I don't want to look like a fucking cop or look like I'm trying to, gain information about other people's, activity. It's just shady, dude. And even waiting in your car, bro, like, doing nothing. It's just like, I feel like this is putting dashers at higher risk. Also, the fact that you've got people literally, like, blocking traffic, fucking idling with their hazards on in front of the fucking store, like all this shit. It's putting Dashers and the public really at greater risk. That's just a minor consequence, but that's something I bet they didn't think about. And of course, it's tanking all of our pay. Like, I'm not even making half as much on a normal night that I would if it was before this law, and they were trying to make us make more, right? So I'm not even making half as much money. People that were doing this for full time, that relied on this income to survive for their livelihood, it's been taken away from them. Stolen. You know, it's so funny that something that they tried to improve our lives actually ended up hurting them to the point where people aren't even able to pay their bills. Yeah, so City of Seattle, whoever passed this shit, whatever motherfucker just thought this was a good idea, shame on you. That's all I gotta say. Shame, 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 shame. I know they're gonna have to change. They're gonna have to change it. I hope that me putting out this little bit of feedback is gonna be one little thing I can do to let motherfuckers know that it's not helping us. It's hurting us tenfold. And I'd do anything just to get back what we had before. If you want to make it better for us, I mean, I get it. Like if they just changed the law and DoorDash maintained the same rules, it would be better for sure. It would be better. But they didn't think like DoorDash is gonna raise their fees now. They didn't think orders are gonna go down. The restaurants are suffering. The restaurants aren't getting enough orders now to pay their fucking, pay for their fucking expenses, dude. There's restaurants that were set up just for mobile orders only. Commercial food kitchens, people would rent those out and they make a DoorDash only store or, food delivery only store, pickup only, whatever, online orders. Their business is getting fucked right now because of this law. Um, so yeah, that's all. That's basically all I gotta say. It's been about 12 minutes. I still have about 10 minutes or so until I can pick up this order. But yeah, like I said, the other night I was at 2 hours without a single order. 2 hours driving all over the city, putting on miles on my car, wasting gas, not getting any pay. 26.40 an hour guaranteed is not the truth. You cannot take that for granted. If they tell you that in the news, if somebody tells you that and they think, oh, that's such a good thing for the drivers, understand that we don't get paid anything if we don't get orders. And the truth is, we're not getting any orders, so we're not getting paid.